Hey everybody, Travis here. Thanks for joining me again on the last day here of 2017. Today I was just gonna do a review, or not a review, maybe mostly an overview and I guess a slight review of the Manix2 Backlock, of the newer one. I do have the original 80mm Mannix, or called it Mini Mannix Backlock, to compare it to, and I've used both of them. So anyway, goodbye 2017. Yeah, we're gonna do just a little side by side of this Manix2 Mid Backlock, they're calling it, and this was run before, or is kind of a second version of the Mannix 80mm, which came out back in 2006, according to the date code here. There's the boxes. But yeah, there's a lot of differences here. Both Mannix backlocks, both nice thick backlocks, beefy, but there are a lot of differences. We'll probably start out with the older original 80mm Mannix, or some just dubbed it the Mini Mannix. And there was no Manix 2 at that point. There was no caged ball lock Mannixes or anything. None of that existed. They had the larger Mannix backlock, and they came out with the 80mm Mannix. Kind of has that original, well, I think of as normal G10 or normal Spyderco G10. They gave it the 4-way positionable clip. You can see the older Spyderco clip on there. Comes with the steel liners. Super beefy backlock, and you can hear it when you open it. Very thick right there. Same full flat grind, distal taper. It's funny, the older Mannix didn't have any jimping on the bottom choil there. Same size basically as what you would think of as the Manix 2. It's a little bit heavy as being a beefy backlock as it is, but the steel liners are cut out, milled out inside quite a bit actually. At least 7 or 8 cutouts in there. But you still get a pretty beefy blade. My buddy JD at Weatherlight Blade Works, he did do the edge of this one for me, and it's a user. I like to use it. It's pretty worn in, so even though it's a backlock, it's super smooth. Probably can't do that with most backlocks, but yeah, this one's super smooth over time. Here's the new one, basically why I was gonna make the video, and you can see maybe right off the bat how this G10 it's much different. It's super fine G10. Four-way positionable clip again. But yeah, right off the bat, the G10, it's kind of crazy if you had a lot of Spydercos. It's just super fine G10. And then you'll notice, when you open it up, there's no steel liners at all. And you also notice how lightweight the knife feels compared to the old one. Some things you'll notice right off the bat. So yeah, no steel liners, and you wonder how can it be so strong, but I can't bend that at all. Not at all. And the G10 is just super thick. And once again, it's a very strong backlock, even without liners, and you can hear that on opening. They did add in the jimping on the bottom choil there, on the newer Manix Mid Backlock. And if you've had a lot of Spydercos, it's kind of funny when you go to close this one. Some of the jimping stays right there on the lock bar, which that's the first time I've actually seen that on a Spyderco, maybe any knife. A little tiny bit of jimping there on the backlock itself. Well, it's funny. It's just S30V, but this knife just it came hair splitting sharp out of the box, and quite impressive. There are little differences in the blade shape itself, and see if I can get a picture of them here. The older Mannix, a little bit shorter, a little bit fatter, and the tip, I believe the tip actually is comes out a little bit lower. Let's see if I get a shot of this. Might be hard to line them up. They're both users, so I'm not too worried. Here we go. There's a shot of it. You can see just some slight differences. Handle, I can't tell much of a difference at all in the handle, but just that blade shape I was noticing. The choil's down a little bit more. And the old one is a little fatter. You can see it's sticking down a little bit more, a little more belly. And the new one, so it's a little bit longer. And the tip does come out just a little bit above, I think, where the old Mannix is. There's a pretty good shot of it there. So there's just some slight differences. Both great knives. Seem to be great knives. And I don't know which one I prefer, truthfully. Both so solid that, at first, the super thick G10, the fine pattern, it's a trip. But man, it works great. And the jimping on this is truly amazing. Sometimes they get their jimping better than others. It's excellent on this knife. And then the old one, it's so comfortable in hand, I don't know which one I truly prefer. So there's my little overview of the Manix2 Mid Backlock, they're going to say. Or the mini Mannix, Mannix 80mm. Anyway, looking forward to 2018. See what it brings. If you like what you see, subscribe to the channel. You could join us at Spyderco Knives on Facebook if you like to. We'll see you around.